Let's do this. Anybody there? Share it up now, let people know we're outside. Let people know we're outside. Saturday night live.
I don't know if this gonna work, you know, we are all black magic. But whatever she doing, she have him tie up with it. And anything I could do, this call over sanction. I don't
know the song?
Very wrong with this man.
Saturday, 24 June 2017.
I don't know it's Sundar Popo. Don't be tired.
All the usual suspects signing in, so none of we have any life, right? Aye.
Don't see him with a tal.
And so,
Festival, he with the talk.
Ronnie, I don't know, it looking little.
Good friend Ramadan.
The way what the hairstyle.
The love festival.
You're looking.
Carry on.
I want to come in and come back.
He's shouting, Polo, aha, Polo, 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 Polo. He's singing, Polo, aha, Polo, 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 Polo.
Alright. People asking questions. Ronnie Jamat, the hairstyle, I just got a haircut and my hairdresser, she's beyond the threader, so brace, she will rush here. Yeah, today we were in DB and other environs, giving out food hampers, clothes, personal hygiene stuff that members of the Progressive Empowerment Party donated, and the traffic was a nightmare. The traffic was a nightmare. But, and you know what happened? Going in, 4 vans, five vehicles. So it's a caravan, and the traffic stiff. And we driving past Hassan Ali Green Shed. So I say, stop, let me get my 2 baigani, my doubles, my little sahina, and I fix myself. They say, no, you will make that stop on the way back. And on the way back, we end up taking a shortcut to avoid the traffic thanks to Waze, which saved us about an hour. But guess who ain't get no doubles, no sahina, no baigani, nothing, to me. So I feel I have to drive back up DB tomorrow. Is it DB or DB? Or they will correct me. I want to go back, but I don't know if they open tomorrow. Anyway, Suchin Trace. I don't know what Suchin Trace, what part of Trinidad that is, but there's a river right before Suchin Trace, and I want Trinidad to go down there because you see, Fouad Khan tonight, Fouad Khan is always a contender for the Crocus Bag of Ass Award. Every time he opens his mouth, it's hit or miss, but he is usually almost certain Fouad gonna win, because for a very educated man and a terribly intelligent guy, he's talk a crocus bag of us. Normal. So, today, he jump out. And before we get into that, because what happened by Suchin Trace made me think, these people insane. Because we drove past and one of the people in the van said, but if there's a concrete drain, how is there a patch of bamboo about 10 feet above the road? So it's from down in the bottom of the drain and about a full patch of bamboo in a concrete drain. So I don't know the arithmetic. I see Peter O'Connor, noted environmentalist, on the thread. Peter, how long would it take for bamboo to reach about 20 feet high? How long? How many years? Would that take more than 1 year? Because you could use that bamboo patch to estimate when last somebody maintained that river, clean that river. Because Fuad Khan jumped out today and he said, and I don't want to play his thing because it upset me when I listen to it. It's like when I listen to the Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. He went to a part of Trinidad unknown to the rest of us. So we'll come back to that. Because tonight I couldn't find my Miss Me With That t-shirt. Because I wanted to wear that tonight. Because everything tonight is Miss Me With That. And it's Saturday. This is not a normal night for a video. Do we have any of these parents who have children watching? I need to know if I could use my industrial language or not. Because after watching these two videos, I just feel to cuss. I feel to cuss. And anybody else who's seeing the nonsense that being put in the public space should want to cuss too. And I'm hearing people saying all over the place, people passing me on the road screaming, miss me with that. It's like it become a thing. We will be the only political party that have a cuss word in your slogan. Miss me with that bullshit. But we go in there. We have to go there. So remind me, right? We're dealing with Fuad first and the river. And then we will come back and deal with the olive oil drizzling, raw kibi. We is the 5,000 but the most powerful bullshit that we have to address. We'll address that hard. Let me deal with Fuad first now. Because Fuad said, what, and I want to ask a question. Why would Fuad Khan be speaking on behalf of the PNM and the UNC at the same time? I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on, you know. Because Fuad Khan's video, it got massive views, is speaking on behalf. Now I call my partner Gary Griffith to ask him if I could say something, if it's legal or if it's wrong. And he couldn't take the call. He told me the president now coming in. I said, no, coming in where? He said, the dinner you're supposed to be here. And I forget tonight is dining with the Saints. So all the St. Mary's alumni that see this tomorrow, this is my apology tonight for not turning up to dine with y'all. I don't know how I forget that, but today was really draining, taxing, exhausting. And then we had to deal with this. So anyway, sticking a pin in Fuad Khan for a minute. Amory Brown and I have pictures of me and Amory Brown planting a tree for the Jericho project in the savannah across the road from the Archbishop House together in about 2010. So Amory Brown and I used to be friends. But the nasty, divisive way of Trinidad politics, let's just say it tore the friendship apart. But I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something. Anytime I see somebody whose position is country first, anytime I see somebody whose position is country first, I have to give them a big up. And Amory Brown's post says, a few years ago I said that it must take a special type of heart to observe a family whose house is literally filled with water and mud and respond with lectures and taunts and innuendo about who built in the wrong place and who might be a squatter and who pays or doesn't pay taxes. Such a response would be wrong in Diego Martin, would be wrong in Debe, and wrong in any place. Give the social media a rest sometimes and go and find some humanity. Disgraceful. That is Amory Brown pulling up his political leader and his prime minister, Keith Rowley, for the crocus bag of ass he talking. And this next woman who's saying, people building the floodplain, ma'am, I don't know if you're trying to upset people, but you're going to do it, you know. And when you do it, don't come back and say Trini people bad, you know. I feel all trying to upset people, you know. From Colm with his ragamuffin rant by the IMF. He come this close to saying let them eat cake. That didn't work out well for Marie Antoinette. My brother, who is a senior member of Canada Health, well entrenched in the government of Canada, he sent me a message today. He said, tell your government, because I am watching, and tell that Syrian community, me and my brother is half Syrian. Alexander is a Syrian name in Trinidad. Well, among other races, but Syrians are named that. My brothers and sisters, tell them in South Africa, go and find out when gates and gated communities couldn't help you, when the people went mad and broke down and dragged people out there. All you watch, all you self, all you come in. Trinidadians are not fools. They are very tolerant, and they could put up with a certain amount of bullshit. But you see, when you start blaming the rape victim for the rape, I feel you're going to run into a brick wall. And I want to tell all you know, the Sabga Aboud family, all you have to rush, trip, overtake each other to put out an apology, you know. Higher. Anyway, we're coming back to you. Fuad Khan blamed Trinidadians for the flood that taking place in Central and South now. Now, Trinidadians, nasty people. We lazy, hypocritical, racial, shortcut. We have all this bullshit faults. And we all see the man pull up and empty the tray of tires outside, wherever. We see it. But even so, there are not enough plastic bottles in the world that you can throw in the water courses that could cause that kind of flooding at all. But wait, there are not enough plastic bottles in the universe that you could throw in those water courses if you were maintaining the water courses. And I want somebody to go down my Suchet Trace and go by the river and watch that 20-foot high patch of bamboo growing in the concrete river and tell me how long it takes for a patch of bamboo, and that's just Suchet Trace. Because I will do a Know Your Country tour and do live from every river for you to see that the people nasty with their ways of throwing things out the can. We need to fix that stupidness. Trinidadians only have to start to learn to love this country, you know. Love all yourself, Almona. We tell you, let us not sink our own boat. But the throwing of the plastic bottles in the river can't cause that flood. If you're maintaining the river and you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars in every budget to maintain the river, so where the money going if they have bamboo patch 20 feet tall? Fuad Khan. And Fuad, as I have you, and as I have your ear, and your attention, and your leader, and your other leader, Rowley, because apparently you're speaking for everybody. Why don't we have a plastic container bill yet to deal with this? Why? Why? It languishing in the parliament. You want to come and blame Trinidadians. Why no government, PNM or UNC to date, has seen it fit to put a plastic container bill as law so as to put responsibility for cleaning up after themselves on the manufacturers that use these plastic bottles? How come? Fuad. How come? How come there's a plastic bottles, beverage container bill completely written, drafted and ready, sitting over 15 years? Fuad Khan. How come? So when Kamala and Keith called you and told you that, hey, all you, The established order getting jammed. The people waking up. They're seeing past the bullshit. They're realizing. Oh, they tell me if I could cuss now. I ain't get any answer yet. I want to cuss. They're realizing we're lying and we're fooling and we're cheating and we're stealing and we're thieving and we... Fuad Khan, if we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to clean the rivers, how did that bamboo and bottles become such a mess in St. Augustine River that you and Balgobin put in the video? How come? How come, Fuad? And how come you're not calling the names of the developers who got special planning approvals under the United National Congress People's Partnership government with nobody going out in the field to check what the hell they was building, and they block up water courses and drainage to build what they build? How come? In a country where a company thief the whole highway reserve and build a mall, and have everybody playing dodge and weave to get from town to south because a mall bill where the overpass was supposed to go. But we want to knock down squatters in Rowley, and now they want to talk about who's squatting. Why you don't talk about that? But you see, all they're taking people for granted. All they're taking people for granted. So you're not dealing with that. So you're literally saying is one law for one and another law for the other. What happens when the people get fed up? And I just ask it. What happens? What happens when the people get fed up of all of this? What happens? Diego Martin Regional Corporation, controlled by the People's National Movement for the past 10 years. Across the road from Diego Martin Regional Corporation, across the road is Daybreak Cafe. Who is Daybreak Cafe bribing that is allowing them to break the law and build their bar out into the street? Keith Christopher Rowley, Darrell Smith, you are the member of parliament. I called you every morning when you were the head of the Diego Martin Regional Corporation to ask you whose responsibility is that. All you're playing with people. All you're playing with people. This is a country set up where you cannot get a gun license to defend yourself unless money pass. This is law enforcement we're talking about. This is a nation where everything now corrupt and the people getting fed up. So Fuad Khan, I want to tell you something. The next time you pull up your pants to come and talk bullshit to people, meet me on Robert Street in Woodbrook and explain to me how on a member of parliament salary all them properties buying. Because I want to know, I want to know. Because you see, and I'm telling all of y'all who are in public office now, light all kind of candle in temple, mosque and church, Pray I never see office. Because I promise you, all that was done in the dark will be brought to light. All that was done in the dark. So we're dealing with Fuad, because you don't talk that amount of bullshit, Fuad Khan, to a public reeling from government mismanagement, dysfunctional governance, governmental malpractice. We've been taken for a ride, treated like fools, exchanged for donkeys. We've been living in a nation where the people have had to choose between victimizers, and now that social media give us a platform and they're waking up, all they're sending Faris to shut down social media, and all they're joining forces and speaking at one voice. PNM-UNC, one party, coming to fool people. Don't blame the government and the opposition. Who to blame? Fuad? Who in charge? Sounding like the jackass we Rowley talk. Stop weaning yourself off government. So what is the purpose of your job, Keith Rowley? Like when Fitzgerald Hines tell the people, it is not government job to give all the roads and lights and jobs and pavement and community. So whose job it is? Fitzgerald Hines. You see the nonsense you're speaking, you're trying to fool people with bullshit, and the people rejected it, and they're not interested in it. So where do we go from here? Y'all are now ganging up. Y'all are literally ganging up against the people. The government is ganging up against the people. That never works well. Check yourself. Check yourself. Check where we're going. Where we're going is not a good place. Check yourself. You've drawn a line in the sand. The people have to either accept your bullshit or they're going to push back. Let's hope they push back in an election. and vote you into oblivion. Scatter the PNM and the UNC to the four winds. Let us hope, because I am watching Congress of the People having an internal election, and it's supposed to be something that in the news, because the news begin it up. Like when I had called out Samson, and Samson said the whole country talking about this. I said, Samson, media management and communication is what I do. I know what people talking about, and nobody talking about that topic. So who are you referring to? And I call him out publicly and embarrassed him, because the media lies. And I showed him that the media lies. So the media is lying to the public and pretending that the Congress of the People and this internal election, 3 women, it's a watershed, it's historic, it's all that bullshit. And the country not interested in the Congress of the People. Rightly so. Because the Congress of the People and whatever is left of it, and I want to tell you, there are a handful of good people still in there, stuck in their ways. I used to live in Maraval donkey years ago, living in Diego Martin donkey years now, and I still go to the same gas station in Maraval. We are creatures of habit. So I understand that there are some people stuck in the Congress of the People. They can't come out, and it's cool. It's cool. But you have to understand, the reality is that the Congress of the People has no purpose to anybody now but spoiler. And this is my point. Because all of a sudden, the Congress of the People, that nobody, let me tell you, the election before this one, Anirudh Mahabir ended up chairman, treasurer, political leader, chief cook and bottle washer. Nobody wanted to go up for a post. The election before, they put the secretary up, Lisa Hensel. Run, girl, run for it, because nobody wanted it. How all of a sudden, 3 people, where Carolyn Sipasad Bechan come out from? What she was doing for the past years. When she lost, she little walk. What has she been doing? And if these people do not care to represent you, why all of a sudden they're jumping out? But the question is, who seed money into the Congress of the People to make it worthwhile again, for people again to put their names in again to fight for it? Who put that money there? And I have a couple names I want to, because I hear they're going to parachute into the Congress of the People names like Mariano Brown and Conrad Enel, and I hear them negotiating with Louis Lee saying, it's a kind of little, who's watched football? You know, they have a side called Manchester City. Manchester City is not a real football team. They just buy players together and put them on a field and say, that is a team. That's what they're doing with Congress of the People now. No more ideology, no more principles, ethics, morality. Fire truck that. Let's just throw some names together, and you know what that's for? That's for the corridor. That's for the corridor. You know why that's for the corridor? Because they know for a fact the Progressive Empowerment Party and parties like this is going to make massive inroads in the corridor, because the corridor is the first place to reject the PNM and the UNC. That's the first place that you get a foothold. First place. But I'm going to ask this. Why is the UNC not saying anything about the COP? Traditionally, the Congress of the People, birthed as it were from the womb of the United National Congress, spawned by an argument between Basdeo Pandey and Winston Dukaran, all the bullshit, high morality, all that aside, is an argument give us the Congress of the People. Some people sit down in a bar in Central and let me write it on a napkin. Why is the United National Congress ignoring the Congress of the People? It's one of two things. One, the United National Congress feels cocky that the Congress of the People is no threat to them. But you see, in places like Tobago and the corridor, that can't be true. Because the United National Congress does not travel well beyond the Caroni Belt. It doesn't. No matter what you do. They send Tim Gopi Singh and 20 yellow flag wavers up in Diego Martin, spend a couple $1,000 and say a hole in a meeting. But everybody knows wasting time. Wasting time. Fellas like Danny Solomon and them, they're just there. This next guy, who was NCC Vice Chairman, Don Sylvester, try and whip a couple votes into shape, but they know that the UNC as a brand doesn't travel beyond the Caroni Belt. So it can't be that they're feeling cocky and that they could beat the Congress of the People in the corridor if the Congress of the People was a real party. But to me, the only reason why, when I say ignoring, because if you go and look and see where the sycophantic fringe and the talking heads of the attack dogs of the UNC focused on the Progressive Empowerment Party and vilifying me. I am there. The UNC is talking more about me than they're talking about Rowley, and they're supposed to be fighting over who wear boots in the flood. But stick a pin in that. The UNC and the PNM both, through all the little bought and paid for talking heads, are attacking me. And I want to know, the Progressive Empowerment Party is now 6 months old. Why are they, and more importantly, why is the United National Congress ignoring the new burst of activity and development in the Congress of the People if it wasn't orchestrated by the United National Congress in the first place? If the funding wasn't coming from the UNC coffers, if the money for all of this wasn't UNC money, if a deal wasn't already struck that whichever one win, we don't have a deal, you all take these seats and we take those seats and we go in together as the new partnership. And why would the UNC need to do that? Because they know and they say to themselves, we want Philip, but we know we can't deal with Philip because we can't manage Philip. And you know what I mean by manage? You know what I mean by manage? When the cabinet convened to lie, when the cabinet convened to twist Gary Griffith's arm and tell Gary what Annan told David West, you didn't hear that. And Gary, what Annan told you to tell David West, you didn't hear that either. And Gary said no. Gary became a loose cannon. He became a problem. And it mashed up until she had to fire from her side. But all of that bullshit that went on is Gary she was really firing. And that is a party that if you in there with them, you're towing party line. So whatever the party say, that's what you're saying. And they know. That's not how I roll. And that's the truth. So could it be that the United National Congress has decided that the best time, according to Machiavelli, to out a fire is when it's starting? Is the United National Congress seeding, financing, re-energizing the Congress of the People to fight the PEP? Is that the Sun Tzu art of war manipulations taking place in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago? Because I want to ask Kamala and Keith, who seem to be singing from the same hymnal of late, why is the Congress of the People not bothering either of you? You see, this is a country that carved up, It carved up. Regardless of what you think goes on at election time, what really happens is somebody gets the authority to speak on behalf of the whole construct to the power brokers, which takes us. Somebody gave me just the clip I needed today, and I want to play that clip for you. Which takes us to what took place with Anthony Bourdain. Because we're 5,000, but we're powerful. And everybody get their panties in a twist today, past 2 days. 5,000 and we're powerful. But nobody asked this question. Now I'm going to ask it. Mario Sabga Aboud, when you said we are powerful, what did you mean? What did you mean by we are powerful? Mario Sabga Aboud. What did you mean? What do you mean by we are powerful? When Anthony Bourdain said 5,000, that's a little bit. What do you mean? Yeah, but we're powerful. What is power? Money? Political control? What? Because I asked today, if Trinidadians wanted to show you who have power, you see, if Trinidadians were people that had a certain amount of self-respect, if they weren't so divided racially, if they loved themselves and their country, they would have reacted to you differently. They would have said, okay, you bitch, you're powerful. You're powerful on my labor. You're powerful on me shopping in your store. I'm going to show you who have power. Because that's all they had to do, you know. That's all they had to do. So when you sit down there, Mario Sabga Aboud, because I said today, and I want to read what I said, because I'm a half Syrian, and I love my Syrian family. But I had to tell somebody yesterday, you know, we were in a meeting. I say I could tell the Syrians that don't like me, you know. They always wearing black. I'm black tonight. I said something today. Because you see, like the UNC and the PNM, I'm not towing race line either. I ain't nobody clan. I ain't part of nobody tribe. Country first, nation first, one people under one flag, let we talk. All here, wherever all you're coming from, let we talk from there. Yeah? I want to tell you what I said today. This morning. And we'll come back to something else. Because last night, somebody called me and said Marabella was without electricity for 5 hours. This country is not being run. I wrote today, in a follow-up to my post, because last week I wrote a post on it. I had seen a sneak preview and everybody wanted to fight. So I stuck a pin. You know what I mean? If I think that I have the answers, I will wait for the question to be asked. In a follow-up to my post on the obscenity of the Syrian posturing in the Boudin show, all I can say is that video did more harm than good. It made the Syrian community look obscene and further separated them from the rest of TNT's society. Was that the objective? In a show about the harmony of life in TNT? And what of the rest of the Syrian community in Trinidad and Tobago who are not part of the clan? What of them, now painted with the separationists, chest beating, we are powerful because we have amassed wealth brush? What of those who have been laboring for generations, integrated into the national community and living as one with every other creed and race? What did your little soapbox, look at we hijacking of a video on culture, that you are deliberately and by choice not a part of, do to them? Or was your little ego stunt worth making a mockery of everyone else? A sensible use of the opportunity would have been to express gratitude to your adopted country and to all the people over the years whose labor helped build and continue to run your businesses, and to the customers who are responsible for your wealth and your success. Your boast sounded as if you did it on your own and was successful in spite of them. In a perfect world, every one of your customers and employees would have rejected you for that boastful foolishness and left your stores empty and without staff to teach you a lesson as to where your perceived power really comes from. As a half Syrian, and on behalf of all the other locals of Syrian descent who do not share your olive oil drizzling isolationist position, I call on you to apologize to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to add this, Mario Sabga Aboud. You said, I have 120 stores. They call me the local Starbucks. If tomorrow morning your stores can't open because everybody stay home, in 2 days the bank calling you because you can't pay your mortgage. And in a week, your suppliers, all them bills, will collapse your empire. So I want to tell you how you say, what you say, in polite company. You need guidance and advice. Don't ever talk again. Not in public. What you said in that video was total foolish nonsense. Jackassery of the highest order. And we really need, because you see, to the little Syrian boy who tell me that they have a war chest of money to fight. That never works out. Look at Aleppo. Don't make Trinidad into Aleppo. You don't have to cause strife, and you don't have to fight. The Syrian community in Trinidad and Tobago, for the most part, except for the bullshitologists, those who think they piss Gucci, with the exception of the Gucci pissers, the Syrian community of Trinidad and Tobago is fully integrated into the national community. Fully. Brotherhood of the boat. All who understand what they escaped when they came to this undeveloped primitive rock standing in the Caribbean. What they came to was an escape from what they were running from. And they know how important it is for every creed and race to find an equal place. You made a mess of them last night, or the night before, which is a stupid video. Apologize to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Apologize. My grandfather used to lie in a bar in St. James. Indian, African, Chinese, all of them. Amo, your bullshit made a mockery of his whole life. Fight to carve a space.
He is the seed of my grandfather, who is the seed of Mahmoud Acha. He came from Calcutta, a stick and a bag on his shoulder. He took banana capra. So I am Patsy
of Syria.
India, the Indian ship and the slavery bind together to resist in unity. There was no more mother Africa, no more mother India, just mother Trinity.
Bible say wisdom is sometimes wasted on the wise. Or you use your advantage to sit people down and posture your ass and drizzle your olive oil. Syrian people don't live so. Miss me with that bullshit. Syrian people don't live so. Ask Trinidadians. Real Syrian people, nice, decent, honest, generous, hard-working. Talat Lakis and my grandfather used to ride bicycle into Chaguanas and sell cloth and take by the 5 cents and the 10 cents on a piece of brown paper bag. Don't make a mockery of what they did to live in this country.
So it is a great privilege to have such unique heritage. 50% African, 50% India. I have no duty to holiday, emancipation and arrival day. Since Patel Rosak made that journey, 150 years gone already. Whether you're Hindu, Muslim or Christian, let's walk this land hand in hand. We could only prosper if we try.
Brotherhood of the boat. That is this nation. All of us. That is all of us. Every creed and race. Find ourselves here and struggle to make our life. Let us build forward positively, together, united. One people under one flag. Stop this separation, this nonsense. Stop it in the politics. Stop it in the class bullshit. If you're a little fortunate, the only time to look down on people is when you're helping them up. That was nasty. That was nasty. All you're doing, like you can't go by a doctor and get a diagnosis. Oh gosh, man, Carlos Saab got all the world. trying to find some things 4 weeks. Buy your flowers, brother. You know it, you've seen it. You hear Peter Hadid talk the other day about Francis Hadid. You know time has come when this is one life we have to live. Oh God, man. Time's done hard in Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to make it worse.
And somewhere on that journey, you go see a man in a dhoti saying a prayer in front of a chandi.
I promise you, anybody who not Trinidadian first, if I were Prime Minister, I would sponsor your flight anywhere in the world. Take your family and go. Wherever you think better than here, or you better than we, pack. We will pay for you to go.
Let us live as one under the sky. Brotherhood and the
If you have a mother Africa, a mother India, a mother Syria, a mother China, tell us. Put your name on the list. We will charter the flight and get you home. Leave this. Leave this. Leave this for one people under one flag. Leave this country for that. 682-2110. Let me take some calls now. I hear we have some more bad weather coming. Anybody who would like to add their voice to the conversation, 682-2110. But seriously, one people under one flag. One people under one flag. One people under one flag. If black, white, Indian, Chinese, Syrian, and everybody else can live together, one people under one flag, we will not make it as a nation. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Good night, sir.
You're missing in action.
You can't know where I'm calling from, man.
You're missing
If I tell you where I'm calling from, you go laugh in the public space. Calling from Amalgamated South Base. And I had a video playing loud. I don't care. You think guys people? Let them know the time, man.
How you going, my brother?
Good work, my brother. Sorry I couldn't be there today, but I had too many things to do today. Too many appointments that I really couldn't reschedule.
This is Gabriel Osuna, executive member of the Progressive Empowerment Party. You're a serial caller from Couva North. My friend, you were missed today. Next week we will be doing some more.
Very well, sir.
Take care, my friend.
Good job.
Take care, my friend.
As always.
Take care, my friend.
Have a good night, and Tobago.
682-2110, you could add your voice. Let me tell you, separation works for nobody. When Nelson Mandela walked out of that prison cell, he said, if I didn't leave the hate in the prison cell, it would have consumed me. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, sir. I'm calling from the U.S.
Hi, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. I just tuned in. I follow you all the time. And I'm proud of what you're doing. And I'm so happy to hear you speak out about that so-called interview that these people did. When I saw it here, and those comments were made, I actually cringed. Because I got upset for somebody to, I can overlook flips, but that wasn't a flip. That was a straight up boast as to who I am.
Yep. It was embarrassing to everybody, the entire Syrian community, people calling me and asking me, what do we do now? And I said, distance yourself from it, because it doesn't speak for all Syrian people or people of Syrian descent. And things like this just serve to divide this nation. And what we need to do, and I am encouraging Trinidad and Tobago, unite this nation, unite it. One people under one flag will start the process of solving all of our problems and create a Trinidad and Tobago paradise for our foreign-based Chinese to be able to come back home. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
That's absolutely right.
Thanks a lot for your contribution.
There's a mindset that has to change, though.
I think we're getting... that is the journey, and I think we're getting there. Thanks a lot for your contribution, my
Yes.
friend. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Take care. 682-2110. 682-2110. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, good night, Philip.
Good night.
Hi, this is Andrew Johns, representing Diego Martin.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi. You know, when I was young, a little boy, my father had a tire shop and a little grocery in Diego Martin. And I remember Syrians walking around with beards of cloth on their back. Certain Syrians that are big shots right now, right? And they going from door to door selling and begging to buy from them.
They were hard-working people, and I do not want this to take away from that. And I want to make sure that everybody very clear that I will never engage in any kind of race baiting or racism. I am just calling out people for a foolish interview that I found separated the community, and we need to.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you, Philip, because we are the people that put them where they are.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
We supported them. We felt sorry for them because they came here. They could even speak English, some of them. Right? And they used
Many
to
of our
walk
people
miles.
Many of our people have that same story. Eh? Many of our people came here from a different land, a different culture.
And I am a young guy, and it wasn't so long ago, And when I was in a position where I had nothing, and I took some advice from a Syrian guy, and he told me, boy, Andrew, you got to do what you got to do now. And this is what these people in Trinidad need to do. You got to do what you got to do now to make the country a better place for us. Because them don't care, and if they see that we don't care about ourselves, what you expect them to do?
Thanks
they
a lot.
will take it all from us.
Thanks a lot for that, my friend. Thanks a lot for that. Thank you.
So, have a good night. And I wanted to tell you that Rich Plain, I just went up Rich Plain just the other day, some day holiday gone, and they saying, Andrew, because I'm a big supporter of you, and they know that, and they saying, Andrew, we supporting you, we supporting PEP, we supporting PEP. I was so shocked, because I didn't mention nothing to them, and it shows that they're looking on and they're waiting anxiously.
Thank you.
Right? Everybody in Diego Martin is anxious.
Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Have a good night.
You too, my friend. We could be angry and upset about an interview. You know what they say? Hate the sin, love the sinner. I want to give everybody the opportunity to say, you know what? It was taken out of context. Maybe in the editing it came across bad. It wasn't what we meant to say. Say all of that. Apologize for it. It's a nasty statement. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, Mr. Alexander.
Hi, hello.
Hi, this is Neil Mohammed. I had submitted the internet,
Yes.
for live streaming and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I hope that if you're using it right now.
Well, not yet.
But what I want to say is that we should strive never to ever be like the PNM and UNC idiots who continue to perpetuate racism and hate in this country.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Our motto will never change. One people under one flag. That's what we do this for.
Yes. And that is why I am throwing my support behind you 100%.
Thank you for that, my friend.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too, my friend. One people under one flag. We may never win anything close to an election. I am not a fool. This is not Pollyanna nonsense. This is not. But I tell you, the movement growing. I stopped somewhere. Listen, I don't know where I was today because they take me all over the place. But I stopped somewhere. And these fellas selling on the side of the road and they're selling fruits. And I stopped to buy some mangoes and some bananas. And while they pointed out, the man said, you the fella on the videos? I say, yes. And they put extra bananas in my bag. I ain't take my change. Because these guys working hard, staying up under a piece of galvanized, selling their fruits. And they just want to be nice. So I had to be nice back. And I think that is all we need to do. You be nice to me, I be nice to you, and we go away. This insanity that we live now, where political operatives could be cussing people for the location of their house because of a flood. The wolf, Bob Marley say, when rain fall, it don't fall on one man house, you know. All you be careful, you're washing all your mouth on people today. Is them same people going to be coming by you with a pot of pail out next time around. You don't know. The last time it was flood and loss in this country, it was all the way up here in Dingo Martin. Now it reached down central and south. You can't wash your mouth on people. You're wrong. You're wrong. We're wrong. It can't be allowed. It can't be. We can't be that. Don't let them make us into that. Don't let them make us into that. I stand up in a house today. Those people have nothing. They have nothing. They had nothing before. They have less than nothing now. And they're making a living and they're making a life in a country that boasts $60 billion budgets a year. That is insanity. And you telling me about who's squatting and who house in the floodplain? Miss me with that bullshit. It is a failure of government that people have to live like that. Start to treat our people better. UNC and PNM, two sides of the same abuse. Fire them. Send to fire them. So they get that behind us. You can call us 682-2110. I said I love this country. Love my country. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. North, south, east, west. I love everything about this country. And this song, that's us. Look, we. Hello, good evening, your life.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, your life.
I am just listening to your video and just want to add one thing. There is a lot of educated people in this country. And I am talking about generation 45 years and younger. We are tired of old school politics.
Exhausted.
We are tired of unequitable distribution of wealth in this country.
Absolutely.
Where one sector work, sweat, tears and blood generation after generation, and there's no real tangible benefits that is derived from it. And all we are looking for, sooner or later, is a good choice. We are fed up of choosing between or the lesser of two evils every election. And I totally agree with you. Trinidad and Tobago, it is time to wake up and let the powers, so-called powers that be, know who really have the power. That's all my contribution, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks a lot for that. Much appreciated. Got some calls just now overseas and we missed them, and I apologize. I can't cut somebody off, so I had a call back, right? But we're not stopping until the people want to stop tonight. We're just going to go a little bit. Yeah? So we're going to go and we're taking calls, so call. Come and share your bit.
So much for me, bossy
Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good night, Philip. How are you?
Trying to keep smiling. How are you?
Good, good. Philip, tonight I want to say I have never been disappointed as I am today with the so-called leaders in this country. You know, they call themselves leaders, but they have absolutely no vision. Imagine you have a woman in Parliament saying that we build homes in lagoons, right? I want her to know that it's ours. No matter where we built it, we didn't beg, we didn't thief,
You don't have to.
we didn't take our clothes off.
No, I
no
understand.
HDC house.
No, I understand you're upset, and I want to tell you something. Don't let them take you down that road now. Sometimes, you know, my grandmother used to tell me, you don't have to show up for every argument you're invited to. Some people, you have to just ignore them. Ignore her, she irrelevant. You know, I know her name. Nobody know who she is. We don't care. There will be a footnote in history soon, I promise you. And on behalf of everybody else, I apologize to you. That is madness. Total madness.
Total madness.
Total
There are
madness.
homes in,
You are a
in
citizen of the
Williamsville right
Republic.
now, which is have at least 4 to 6 feet of
Honey,
water
I'm
in
telling
them.
you, and I'm telling Trinidadians again, when you see people calling people out, you must be equitable. And I say again, they have plenty big business. They have a branch of Massey stores right now operating in a squatter that built on the River Reserve. And I'm calling them out. Massey stores. So when you see we talking, let's be equitable. Don't call out one sector of society. We ain't that. Yeah? But thanks a lot for your call. And I want to tell you.
Take care, bye-bye.
No, but stand strong, eh? Stand strong as a citizen of the Republic. Stand strong. Six eight two 2110. 682-2110.
Well, this one is about uniting the nation. Why can't they all get along? Yeah, why we fuss and fight? Tonight we fight. Listen, Marshall and Super. What you say?
Assad Mash, make yourself at home. You want to call in to me? Or give me a number here and I'll call you now. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Philip.
Hi, good evening.
Good afternoon, viewers and listeners. I have a question for you. People in Labantial Mova would like to know what's your plan for them.
Hope
So
and
that them
opportunity.
stronghold. We'd love to know what your plans for Labantial Mova when you win, not if you win, when you win.
Thank you for that. You want me to answer you on the phone or you're listening to me on here?
No, I'm hanging up. I would love to hear it.
I will address-
the viewers to hear.
I'll address that right now. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Okay,
No problem.
thank you. We spoke about that issue today, and we're saying that the most important thing for every sector of society, instead of casting aspersions against people, let us give everybody hope and opportunity. Let us work to make sure that everybody have the same chances. And we say home ownership is job one. We want to do a social intervention in Morva, Beetham, Laventille, and Sealots. We want to rebuild communities to fully functional communities. We want to make sure that there are jobs in the communities, functional schools in the communities. My idea, I'm going to mute this for a second, is to move the entire Labas, move it out, reclaim that land, and make a massive commercial park, industrial sector, right there, jobs. And we will invite foreign companies. Keith Rowley, steal the idea. We will invite foreign companies that require labor intensive, that they, I don't want no robot and automated company. This is you have to hire our people. But if you come in and you have a labor intensive business, come here and set up, and we will give you rent free, gas free, utilities free, tax free for the first 5 years. First 10 years. Hire our people. We will build escalators and moving sidewalks across the road to bring the people to jobs. We'll bring the jobs to the people. We will make sure also that those companies, because I keep saying, if you bring Apple sells phones, and Apple, the chips made in one country, the screen made in another country, the case might make in the next country, and then all three shipped to a country where they all assembled. So you have an assembly line that is baseline knowledge. Put A to B, snap it to C, and put it in a box, complete. And okay, so we start with that because this is what India did, you know. India now has the largest middle class in the world. There are more middle class people in India than there are people altogether in all of Europe, all of America, all of Canada, all of South America, all of the Caribbean. Just the middle class in India on this same tech revolution that I'm telling you. Trinidad is smack dab between the North American and South American mainlands. And those are massive markets, almost 1 billion people. And we could leverage our position in the shipping lanes. We could leverage our cheap labor and our weak dollar. We could leverage it and make sure that it is worth those people's while to come here and set up their assembly and manufacturing plants. Because when they come in and they set up assembly plants, step 2, because you must always encourage them to put down roots. So don't just assemble here. If there's any industry that we could do here, because this is the nation that invented the television set. We invented the television set. And if we could do that, we're capable of anything else. So you could set up industries in this country that start off as assembly lines, but move up into, because imagine you have a job, you're making $20 an hour assembling a phone. And you're there for 8 hours a day and you're assembling phones. But you go in the locker room or the lunchroom and you see on the notice board, would you like to become a chip presser? And your salary moves from $20 to $25 an hour. Every night, 3 hours for 6 weeks, you go to class to learn how to be a chip presser. And by the time 6 weeks done, you go home and you tell your family, your salary just went up by 20%. The quality of our life just went up by 20%. Yeah? More patents for technology are held in India now than anywhere else in the world. And 30 years ago, they used to laugh at them and say they are the call center of the world. It started there. We built Intech Park under Patrick Manning, you know. If you go up Wallerfield and drive into Intech Park, you will see Mother Nature reclaiming it. We spent hundreds of millions of the people's money building Intech Park and have no idea what to do with it, you know. Oh my God. Invite companies to come and set up here, rent-free, utility-free, utilize the space and hire our people. That's what you have to do, create jobs. So to the caller from Laventille, Mova, I want to tell you something. I want to make sure that what we're doing right-size people, because I know government's job is to give people hope and opportunity and get out of their way. Government's job is not to manage what people do with their life and with what they do with their money. Our job is to make sure that the people have the quality of life that they deserve to have and get out of their way. Because Trinidadians, we go anywhere else in the world and we soar. So why we can't soar here? Stephen Ames is on track to become one of the #1 golfers in the world. Stephen Ames. Look at that. Talk to Atto Boldon. Bring Atto Boldon into the conversation. Because they just moved Atto into NASCAR. I watched his career. NBC just moved him into NASCAR now. So he gone into a whole different arena. These are things. Trinidadians have a natural love for car. We spend more money per capita than just about anybody on our cars. Yet, we have nothing like an automotive industry in this country. Not even an automotive accessories industry. You trying to tell me the government couldn't put seed capital and create a park? Use the same Intech Park, you have no plan for it, and say if you want to get involved in making rims and wings and all these other things that people buy for their cars. Because accessory companies go on to become full-blown automotive companies. One of the biggest companies in the world, Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi started off making just parts for other cars. That's what they used to make. When you check under the hood in a lot of cars, they still buy Mitsubishi parts. And Mitsubishi started just by making, and to the point where they had all of those parts, they make their own car. And they made the first Galant, you remember? That came to Trinidad. We could get back there. We're just not thinking outside the box. We're not thinking outside the box. And we need government to understand that people need hope and opportunity. And I say this again. The things that we want to deal with, we're not in the bullshit business. Everybody who has a job and wants to own a home must have a right by law to access state-funded guarantee loans so that you could own a home. We want our education system to be all schools prestige, and we could do that. We want to cancel the SEN. Get rid of that. Grade point average for the children. Zone the schools. 10-year schools. Community development. Your children going to school where their family own their home and they're growing up with other children who family own their homes there too. So for the next generations to come, you are building back a fully integrated community where people not just living there to live. We do that now. We do that now. We treat our people with such scant courtesy. We don't even respect communities. We don't respect communities. What Fitzgerald Hines told the people of Morva was an insult. And he should have been fired. In any other nation, those people should have marched on government to fire Fitzgerald Hines for insulting them. Because they are citizens of this republic too. But we live in a country where it seems, unless you could drizzle olive oil, it's you to catch. Yeah? Sorry about that. 682-2110. If you want to call. Government after government after government talk about putting on a proper race facility in this country. You have the children drag racing down by Gulf City and on the highway, putting themselves in risk. Why we can't have a proper drag racing and circuit racing facility in this country? There are a lot of people that want to take part in this. They spend their money. They're not asking you for your money. There's a whole industry will spin around that. We need to look at that. We need to think outside the box. Sorry for those calls I didn't take. I apologize. I just wanted to answer that question because the answer to Lavantil is the answer to everybody else. People want hope and opportunity. They want access to jobs. That is government. Let me tell you something. I would recall every single ambassador and high commissioner and tell them this. If you are not taking Trinidad business to the world and you are not bringing foreign business to do direct foreign investment in Trinidad, hand in your resignation. Because we don't want no ambassadors and high commissioners outside there at a gallery. You have one job, sell Trinidad and Tobago to the world. That's what you're there for. I understand in Washington, we hire lobbyists and we had an ambassador to Washington, a high commissioner or ambassador. How could you, that's his job. That's his only job. He is our lobbyist. How could we need, why would we need to hire another lobbyist? We misdirected by bullshit in this country. The high commissioner job, every 6 months, you're supposed to be flying back to Trinidad and say, meet so-and-so from so-and-so company, meet so-and-so from so-and-so industry. You're the high commissioner to Jamaica, or you're the high commissioner to Spain, or the ambassador to Spain. Bring Spanish companies here. Let them bottle olive oil in Trinidad and Tobago. We need to start back demanding government work and function and serve. This bullshit about job for life and I get a job so I get a work so I can rock back. What is going on? That's it. Nobody calling. 682-2110. Rant enough. I held back something last election. I held it back because I thought if I was elected member of parliament for Diego Martin West, I wanted to show them that I'm not a one-trick pony, that solving the Diego Martin traffic coming in, I had other plans and ideas for Diego Martin West. And one of them was called a floodwater bypass. And that was a special pipe system because all of the water that's happening between Petite Valley and Diego Martin crosses under the highway into a river that separates Diego Martin from Petite Valley generally. And that river cannot take the volume. And we need a spillover and an overflow on the other side, a sealed pipe under the road, a storm drain system to go to retention ponds along the way that would hold the water until the bad weather passed and we could reverse it and pump it out. That is an idea that we wanted to do to protect, because they've built up the hills in Diego Martin with no regard to where the water going to go. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Oh, good night, Philip. This is Ali G. How are you doing, darling?
Hey, girl. Nice to hear from you.
Philip, I'm calling for a few purposes. I just want to say, first of all, you have some supporters out here that I have been talking to all over. We have Canada, we have from Trinidad, I talk to some people in New York, Baltimore, all over. Philip, people praying for you.
Tell them it's a team, it's not just me. Tell them pray for Ali G too, and pray for Giselle and Felicia.
That, but Philip, people praying for you because they understand you're the only person, they can't even name another name that has been willing to come out and expose what's going on like this. So people praying for you. I just want you to know that so these ladies and them wonderful, wonderful ladies. I can't call all the names. I just want you to let you know that.
Make me smile. Thank you for that.
Number two, want you to know that also in New York here, people have been jumping out of the skin according to somebody else to get things together. It's just a matter of, you know the logistics up here.
Of course.
And number three, the message of CEP where that no racism will be tolerated is something that is resonating with the folks. Because people, I will tell you, I've met some wonderful people of all races inboxing me, calling me, texting me. So let people need to understand Trinbago is for everybody. It's not about one race.
Absolutely.
And good night, honey.
Thank you, darling. Thanks for that. Thanks a lot for that. I keep doing the good work that you're doing, Ali.
Will do, hon. Will do.
Take care, bye. Ali G is a force of nature. You see her on the thread. But more importantly, the fact that we have to say no racism is such an insult to us as a people that we ever had to be down this road. So we had to mash up this road and make sure nobody can walk down this road again. Trinidadians fundamentally are not racist people. Nobody at all. When you hear them defending nothing, my father's called racist. Racism, the last bastion of the inane and the stupid. They intellectually bankrupt. They don't know how to work together. Fly them out. Send them wherever they want to go. Hello, good evening, Eli.
Hello, good evening. Yes, I'm calling about everything you're doing right now and what you're discussing is brilliant, first to begin. Right? All your ideas, right, you're putting forward are actually things that are working in other countries. Right? You hearing me?
Yes, of course, listening to you. Sorry.
Right, okay. What I wanted to say is, on the first side with regards to the manufacturing sector, right, we need to encourage people to do manufacturing. So where they could bring down machines, they could do their packaging, right, and they will also get tax breaks and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Encourage people to do packaging.
Absolutely.
Right, because currently, if you look at PriceSmart, for instance, they have their member selects. These products are made by low-income manufacturing. That's why they could keep the price down.
Absolutely.
Right. So if we can encourage that in Trinidad, instead of closing down facilities, we should encourage opening up of these things.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Where are you calling from?
Central.
Thank you very much for that. Thanks a lot for that advice. Good idea. Yeah?
All right.
Tax-free status. First 5 years, diversify. Get all these people who hiding money in real estate. Come and put it in manufacturing. The government will match you dollar for dollar. Seed capital. Create manufacturing jobs. You know, when you go in the grocery and you see all these cereals and all these snack foods, you know, all of them are made with the exact same raw material that they extrude through different nozzles to make it look like a flake or to make it look like a ball, or to make it look like a loop, or to make it look like a corn curl or a cheese stick. It's the exact same raw material, you know, and it's flavored at the end. So it's colored through the process, but it's the same raw material, and it's flavored at the end. So it's either salty or it's sweet. But most of those things, all the cereals, all the snack foods, and all the things that you're reading on the ingredients and things, they added at the end. And we do some of that assembly here in Trinidad and Tobago. What I don't understand is why we're not doing the actual raw material stage. We have all that carny land going a begging. You know that the raw material for that is corn. Corn. Also, they use wheat and bran as well. Also, do you know that pawpaw, they make maraschino cherries out of pawpaw? That you buy what they call sultanas and things that go in sweetbread and rock cake and things. That's actually pawpaw, dried and flavored. You could use pawpaw to make any substrate for any flavor. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, good evening. Hi. I'm calling from British Columbia, Canada.
Welcome.
Over the last little while since the storm passed through Trinidad, I've been taking a lot of flack because I've been criticizing both Rowley for his staying at an undisclosed safe location, and for the fact that Kamala went out there and she put on a CPAP vest, she put on a pair of gym boots, but she driving there with a truck, right, with Rudy Lal. Was that truck filled with water or any kind of food supplies?
Exactly.
I mean, where are the photos of Kamala hugging somebody whose house gets flooded out? Where are the photos of Kamala giving somebody a bottle of water or a loaf of bread? Where's that?
I asked the same question. Plenty pointing. A lot of pointing took place, but that's about it.
They could find pictures of you when you put on a dress and you lose a bet, but where are those photos of Kamala helping people? And then they want to talk about Kamala. Oh, she built box drain. She was the minister of box drain, and she put on she rubber boots, and she go and do this and go and do that. Well, if that was such a great party, why did they get voted out?
All right, partner. Thanks a lot for that. You're sounding very motivated. I hope when election time come along, you're coming back home to vote, eh?
Yes, I have a finger that ain't stained yet. I tell people that when time comes to vote and my finger is stained red, it is not for the PNM or the UNC.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for
all right, man. Take care.
Take care, my friend. People incensed, and they're not fooling. You're not fooling people anymore. When you come out to pose, I tell people all the time, talk, but remember anything. When I put on that dress, my neighbor, my landlady, I put on her dress and her wig because I lose a bet. When I put it on, I know it in social media. I tell people because when the ref blow that last whistle, because right down to the end, Argentina had a chance. People forget World Cup and done, you know, because it's not a focus, Philip. You ought to be a man of your word. So yeah, but anything you say, anything you do in social media, it forever. They're saying things and coming back and contradicting their own position when it is convenient. And that's wrong. The people don't want that. The people not looking for no savior, you know. The people looking for somebody to go in the kitchen and cook the food. They're looking for somebody to go in the engine room and drive the train. They want to make sure that when they and their family get on the plane, the pilot up front can do the job. And the people in the tower know what they're doing. They want to make sure that the Prime Minister have a clue and a plan. Because we're spending $60 billion a year and we're hearing you talk. But we heard you talk last year, and we heard you talk the year before, and then the next side talk, and all of you all talking the same thing over and over, and nothing changing. It will cost less money to move the entire city of Port of Spain out of Port of Spain to the center of the island than it will cost to build the racket rail that the PNM have a hard-on for. And we have to make sure and reject that. If we have to lie down in the path of the thing, we have to fight these things, you know. This is our country. We have to fight property tax. We have to fight that stupid cybercrime law. We have to make sure that government understand that their job is one job. Serve the people. If you can't do it, fire yourself. The DPP job, the Chief Justice job, the Commissioner of Police job, serve the people or fire yourself. That's your job. Nothing else. not transport commissioner. All again title. All again title and bigging up all yourself. Like all of a sudden you're royalty. You're not. You are a servant. Serve. And if you can't serve, fire yourself.
Islands in the sun. Islands in the
How about everybody just do their job? How about everybody do their job? Rohan Sinanan. To my grave, I will not forget what you did the port. To my grave, Rohan Sinanan, I will not forget what you did the people of Tobago with the super fast glacier. And now, with the ferries that limping and breaking down, you ruined Tobago. You destroyed Tobago's economy. What column didn't finish mash up? You mash up. Rohan, I will never forget you. I will never forget that. You all made a mess of this. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, Philip. Andrew here again. I just wanted to ask about the garbage situation, right? I just wanted to pinpoint that, you know, they're blaming the Trinidadians for being nasty, right? For our citizens for being nasty. But where the rubbish trucks on time, the garbage trucks, who is responsible? Isn't it the leaders of this country responsible for having a proper garbage system, disposal company taking care of taking away the garbage?
Absolutely.
Where's that?
Absolutely. We need to work on all of those things. Thanks a lot for that reminder, Andrew. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done. Well done. People talking about legalizing marijuana. The size of the marijuana industry, you look at it. Because California is now the 13th largest economy in the world, and their number one cash crop is marijuana. And we could legalize and decriminalize and grow marijuana strictly for export to the pharmaceutical industry worldwide. And then they have follow-ons from that because all they want are the leaves and the buds, and we have all of the remaining branches, the construction industry. We are not thinking. I see my family, my cousin own El Pecos, they switch to biodegradable food boxes. Well done on that, Susie and Richard. We have bamboos grow wild in this country. Do you know that bamboo is the perfect raw material for making biodegradable food boxes? So we don't have to import Styrotex into this nation again. Again, we're talking about Ford Can came to buff the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I tell you something. Tell the manufacturers who manufacture in this bottle, you have to apply a 25 cents per bottle tax. 25 cents per bottle tax. And that tax is to pay to the people who go and pick up these bottles in the drain and in the labas and in the hills and the road. Let them pick it up. I want to see people walking with their carts full of plastic bottles, knowing that the unemployable, the indigent, the homeless, they have so many people living under Besson Street, Riverside Car Park, that if you give them an opportunity just to go and pick up plastic bottles, bring an industry right there to buy it from them, break it down. Because when you break down all of these bottles, they fit in a shoebox. So you break it down right there. That raw material combined with pitch makes noise cancellation, road surfacing. That's what the Germans doing. Success leaves clues. We're not making none of this up. But in countries like Sweden and Holland right now, they're importing other people's trash. This is raw material for the construction industry. How do you get it from the river and the labas to the place that could use it? Pay people. Pay people. And let all them homeless and all them indigent and unemployable people become scavengers. They will pick the river clean. They'll pick it clean. But Fuad don't have an idea for that in his head. So he come and he make out, he and Balgomin make a video to come to buff Trinidadians. Well, you blasted out a place, Fuad can, and miss us with that bullshit. You've done nothing of substance or value for this country. The healthcare sector is a total and complete mess. You want to talk about who failing? You are a failure. You're a blasted failure. The regional health authority system in this country has robbed this nation blind. And you have to answer for the $25 billion spent on healthcare under your watch that delivered. We're not cussing. That did not deliver. You did not deliver. Healthcare has gotten increasingly worse while private hospitals are thriving. Coincidence? Possibly. But maybe if our healthcare, if our public healthcare system was working, there would be no need for the proliferation of private hospitals. But that may work against the private hospital owners. So why don't we do joint ventures with all of these private hospital owners and the Ministry of Health and the state and the government? Diversify. Put healthcare in their hands. Decentralize. Let us build 41. Let us work together so that there is enough healthcare and enough good, proper health service for all the people of the country and everybody could win. Why must it be that only one little handful of people always want to eat all? Why? Why that is the case? Why one little handful of people want to eat all? Why? Why? How much more rich, how much more olive oil you could drizzle? Seriously, you're going on dead at some point. How much more olive oil you're going on drizzle? How much more before you stop and you realize, you know what? Life has been good to me. This country has been good to me. I hear this jackass talking about, you don't worry about crime, you worry about civil unrest. But you're sowing the seeds of civil unrest. You jackass. Wisdom is wasted on the wise. You're making money, but money can't buy class. And money can't buy intelligence. So they interview you and you talk a crocus bag of bullshit. And you should feel shame for anybody watching that. Because all you're getting worse and worse, you know. And all you're looking less and less like citizens of the great Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So at some point, you have to decide if you're missing and you're longing for the motherland is so severe, because we will sponsor you. Go back. Go back. Integrate here and turn around and see that, you know what? I have more than my grandchildren could ever spend. Let me at least give back now. Let me get involved. Let me create something, man. A grant, a scholarship. Let me say, you know what? I will go down Chaguaramas and I will spend $100 million. And I will build the Chaguaramas Marine University and I will name it the Sabga Aboud Chaguaramas Marine University. $100 million seed capital. Endows it. You know what happens? In 5 years, you've just sucked up all of the idle labor out of Diego Martin. All of it. And you spin off industries and 10,000 yachts park up outside of Trinidad and Tobago, spinning off more industry, drinking your Rituals coffee and eating your Pizza Boys pizza. Why you all can't think that way down the road? Why we have to think that me alone must drizzle olive oil? Why? Why do we have this slave and master mentality? Why we can't believe that all of us could join hands and go forward together? Why? Why we can't think so? That's what we need to be. And everybody who's blessed, stretch out a hand. Help somebody else up. That's the only purpose of a blessing. The only purpose. If you dead with a bank balance, just to say you have a bank balance, you fail. You fail. If you dead and people who you never see, who never literally get a chance to talk to you, outside your funeral, mourning your loss, because you've given back to this nation in such ways that you've impacted generations and people of every creed and race. I tell you, that's who we need to be. That's who we need to be. And if you're blessed, bless others. Bless others. My brother-in-law tell me the other day how every time they cook, they feed the neighbors. That's how you must live. Bless others. That's how we go forward again as a nation. That's how we rebuild it. That's how we survive. That's how we thrive. That's what we need to do. We need to get there. Yeah? So, I think that's about it because nobody else calling. And I think I have a headache. So, thank all of you who were with me tonight. Apologies again to all the people at the Dining with the Saints that I didn't come. It was my intention to come, but today was exhausting and tiring. So it didn't work out for me. But this worked out instead, and I like giving the people an opportunity to talk because the people want to be able to say, listen, it doesn't have to be this way. This country is being broken by some cheap deliberate, clannish fools. Let us undo that. Let us undo the politics of racism and greed. Let us remove the tribalist nonsense that have people suffering in flood tonight and people up in Morva, Bitam, Laventille and Silots catching the royal tail tonight. We the people, all of those people need to come together. We need to come together, one people under one flag. Listen, the solutions to every problem that ails this country, it exists. We could do it. We could fix it. We don't need none of these mocking pretenders. And don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. They have nothing that the Balize or the Rising Sun have that is ordained by God. Neither is of value to anybody. It is time for us as a people to come together. White, black, Chinese, Syrian, Indian, everybody. We come together, one people under one flag, and we say, listen, whatever we have, we will share it like a family. And we'll go forward together. And this country will live up to its potential, what it was born to be. I tell you that. Yes? Good evening. Enjoy the rest of your week and your holiday. Eid Mubarak to the Muslims and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes? Good night. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.